Hello, hello, hello. This is Wanda, and this is From Babylon to the Promised Land. And I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. Thank you to my new ones, and thank you for your viewership. Thank you for taking the time to view my channel. This is a fairly new channel. It's my backup channel to my original channel, which is Diaspora Connect Tanzania. So I decided to branch out and do another channel called From Babylon to the Promised Land. It's more of a spiritual perspective on my life. I am in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. I have been living on the continent now for 1 year and 5 months. It has been simply amazing. I am at home and I decided to do this video. It is very hot in here, everyone. It's very hot today in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. So I'm sweating. I do have a cloth here to wipe my brow. I have the fan on behind me. And so, but I wanted to do kind of like a different angle. I wanted to give kind of a better background view than just a wall. So I wanted to make it feel more like at home, like a chit chat at home. So yeah, I just wanted to do this video to say shalom, salama, mambo, habari, and welcome to my channel From Babylon to the Promised Land. I am doing this video concerning a comment or a suggestion that I was given by a dear, beautiful, dear sister that I talked to recently in the United States. She is one of my bestest friends. But it's my first time talking to her since I've been here 1 year and 5 months on the continent, and she was just talking to me, and I was just telling her, you know, about I started a business and kind of like updating her on what's going on with me here, and that it's a bit of a struggle because the only income I really have right now is my business, and I have an extra room that I rent. So yeah, so that's kind of like my income. I have a few referrals, and I'm doing other things, so I have kind of like irons in the fire and different with different things for income. So yeah, so I'm a hustler, y'all. I'm hustling. Ooh, excuse me, Polly, y'all. Polly, excuse me. That came out of nowhere, that sneeze. But yeah, so I'm on the continent of Africa, and she said to me, don't have too much pride to come back home. Just don't have too much pride to not to come back home. And so I was like telling her, like, too much pride, like this have nothing to do with like what's happening like in my life. Like, it's very expensive in the US. I'm from the US. I was born and raised there, but I decided to come back to Mama Africa, the Promised Lands, the continent of Africa. The Promised Lands is somewhere on this continent, in my opinion. So yeah, I decided to come back. I was awakened in 2017 by the uncreated creator, the Most High Yah, the Most Ahaya, the Most High God. And so Nini Nanini, Tata and Zombie, everyone calls him different names. Yahweh, I'm not going to beef with people about a name, but he's the uncreated creator, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So he had spoken to me in 2017 to let me know that I'm African, that I'm not from America, that I'm not American. So he showed me that America is the land of my enemies, my oppressors, my captors, and America is my punishment. It was my prison term, which we have served because we've been there over 400 years because we were taken from the continent over. We're the 6th region diaspora, African diaspora. So we were the ones that were taken on slave ships during the transatlantic slave trade, and our ancestors were taken from the continent and to the different 4 corners of the earth to be slaves for other nations. So yeah, and so I call myself a Israelite, which is the people in the biblical scriptures. So if you're not sure, you know, the ones that sojourned in the wilderness, and the ones that Moses came and set free out of Egypt. Those are my ancestors. So I am a child of one of the 12 tribes of Israel, and there are 12 tribes, and I am part of the tribe of Judah. And from, you know, Yeah. So many of the Judah, Benjamin, and Levi were taken into slavery. The biblical scriptures speak of this. If you're not understanding or whatever, if you don't understand, just kind of read the biblical scriptures in the Old Testament. And it kind of chronicles what happened to us during the transatlantic slave trade. This was in the book of Deuteronomy under the curses. So in Deuteronomy, the book of Deuteronomy, in the biblical scriptures, you have the blessings and the curses. Now, if you want to know who the real people are in the biblical scriptures, read the curses and you'll see who they are. There's only one nation of people that had gone into slavery in a mass scale, and that's us. So we are the chosen of the Most High Yah. We are the true people of the biblical scriptures. We are the true children of the uncreated creator. So we are the apple of his eye. Of course, he's created all human beings. All human beings were created by him, but we are the apple of his eye. We are his special, set apart, chosen children. So that's who we are. But anyway, she says to me, my girlfriend, back to the original story, my girlfriend says to me, don't have too much pride to not come back home. And I'm like, wow. When I thought about that, I'm like, well, I have a different perspective because the Most High Yah told me that's not my home. The Most High Yah, uncreated creator, told me that I'm African, that the continent is my home, not America. So it's like, I felt like she was saying, don't have too much pride to run back to my son now and beg them for help. And my son them, where I'm not free, where I am a slave, where the land of my captivity, the land of my enemies, the land of my captors, the land of all types of mistreatment for us as African or black people. She's saying, don't have too much pride to run back. Let me tell you something. I have too much pride to go backwards because it's time to go forward. I have too much, I say pride in that I know the truth about who I am and who I was created to be. So it wouldn't be having too much pride to go back, but it would be foolish to go back to a place where you don't originate. It would be foolish to go back to a place where you were not free, and now I'm free. So if I'm going to struggle and hustle and even get down to the wire hard time, I would do that on the continent of Africa with people that look like me, where I feel safe. I can imagine being homeless in America. There's too many people that don't like Africans or black people that you could actually be murdered for being the color you are. So I don't feel safe there. I've felt safe on the continent since I've been here. Yes, you have some petty thefts, some robberies, things like that do occur because of, you have a lot of poverty in certain areas. So you do, certain countries on the continent, you have poverty. So people sometimes look at you as a target. So you have to just be kind of careful in how you move and how you live. But besides that, I haven't felt unsafe. I felt totally safe, and I love it here. But for her to say that made me really think about the purpose of me being here, and that I was called out of darkness into the light and made aware of who I was created to be. And so, it's like when she said that, it's like, don't have too much pride to come back. And I'm like, pride is too expensive too. Like, you know how much a ticket is just to go back, a one-way ticket? A one-way ticket just to go back is like $600 or $700. So if I have, between just going back and, getting the several flights, because we have to get the international flight and the domestic flight back to whichever state you live in. So it could easily be $1,000. If I have $1,000 here, you guys, I've created a business, and it's called Diaspora Connect, which is my main channel. I've created a business, and under the business, I do plan on buying land here in Tanzania. If I have $1,000, I'm going to use that money to buy land here under the business. Come on now. And build a home for myself. And affordable housing and rentals for diaspora is my heart's desire. So I'm not going to use that money to run back to Babylon, to America, and beg Mzungu for a job, which I won't probably get because I'm not down with the jabs. So I'm not going to be able to work there anyway. So I may as well stay on the continent and tough it out. Yeah, so that's kind of what this video is about. It's just addressing that statement that you know, I really thought about that, and I'm like, she's saying don't have too much pride to not come back. And wow, pride. So you have to have pride because you don't want to go back to a place where you're being murdered and disrespected. And it was the land of your enemies, and you're being oppressed. And they don't even want you there. They don't even want us there. So that's not having too much pride. It takes more courage to stay and hang in there and stand strong. I'm not saying if you go back that you're defeated. I'm not saying if you go back that you're less than. But for me, personally, it's not an option. Going backwards, y'all, it's not an option. Just like going to Egypt, for me. I don't have any issues with anybody else. This channel is directly related to me and my personal views. For me, going back to Egypt is like going back to America. Yes, it's better. So if I had to pick and choose, I would decide to go to Egypt over America, because Babylon, America's mystery Babylon, was the same. It's a house of bondage, just like Egypt. So I would choose Egypt, of course, because it's on the continent, and I believe the promised lands, our lands that we were promised in the biblical scriptures, that the Most High promised that He will give back to us and bring us back to, and we will rule and reign again. It's on the continent here. So I would be closer to staying here on the continent versus going back to the West. It's definitely not in the West, in my opinion. I'm no expert. The views on this channel are just my personal views. They are not facts. They're just it's me personally telling, you know, my journey, how I feel, what I've been shown, and spiritually. And then so, you know, my spiritual belief, I call myself a Bantu, but you can say Israelite, not necessarily a black Hebrew Israelite, because that has a bad connotation, that black Hebrew Israelite thing. So Hebrews are all melanated people, so you don't have to say black. You know, black was like a word that was created by Mzungu and them. They called us black. The Most High of heaven and earth never called His people black. You know, He never called us black, so we don't call ourselves black. But we know when people refer to us that we're black, we're African Americans, we're Negroes. We know those bywords. Those are not the words or the names that the Most High Uncreated Creator gave us. And I wanted to do this quick video about not having too much pride to go back. That's not an option. Going back is not an option. And it has nothing to do with pride. It has to do with following the call. When you have a call that the Most High Uncreated Creator has given you, or called you out of darkness into the light, and you know the truth, you see things differently. So you don't see it from that perspective as if you have too much pride to go back. It's not your home. That's the thing. It's not my home. I'm African, as you can see. So I am working on my Swahili so I can learn another African language versus just a Western language. I only know one right now, and that's English. So I'm working on Swahili, kidogo, poli. I keep saying it. It's been a year and almost 6 months, and people say I should be further along than I am, but I'm slow, y'all. I'm slow learning because I haven't taken any courses, but I learned through the locals. So as I live with them and sojourn with them, I learn from them. As I bajaji, Uber, Boda. Bajaji is the little three-wheel motorcycle. A Boda is a motorcycle, and the Uber is a car. So as I do these modes of transportation, I'm learning from them. I'm talking to them. And then even in the area I live in, it's more of a local area, so I'm learning from them. And they're teaching me, and I'm teaching them. So we're teaching each other. So we're learning from one another. So yeah, so I just wanted to come to you, do this video for my new channel. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your viewership. I will try to do a video once a week. I don't know which day. I'm just going to change it up because I don't want to be so spontaneous. I don't want to be so routine, because when I do things routinely, sometimes things have been happening to keep me from staying on that schedule. So I was like, let me be a little bit more spontaneous in my videos and in my lives. So I'll probably do a live this evening, and I'm going to try to wait because on my other channel, Diaspora Connect Tanzania, I have over 1,000 subscribers, so I can do lives on my phone, and I'm trying to do them where majority of my viewers are available, which is like 6 p.m. here in Tanzania, and on through the evening till about 2 or 3 in the morning. So I'm gonna try to do better with staying up so I can be here for my people if they have any questions. I do also travel consultations, repatriation consultations. You can hit me up at diasporaconnect0@gmail.com, diasporaconnect0@gmail.com. I have a personal email, it's wandaj0110@gmail.com. You can hit me up there too if you have any questions or if you want interested in consultations for travel or repatriation. Yeah. So, or if you need any advice about business, I do charge now. I charge a fee. I do have a business. And this is my only income. So y'all don't expect free information. Free information. I will give you some, but keep in mind it's a business. This is my livelihood right now, okay? And I'm sharing with you what I have learned and what I have walked through personally, my personal steps, my journey from Babylon to the promised land, to the motherland. Well, thank you for tuning in. I'm going to end this video now, and I'm going to say you have a wonderful, blessed, and glorious day, evening, morning, and I will do another video soon. So I want to say salama, I want to say peace, and I will see you, badai, and I will see you in the next video, everyone. Shalom.